Hi guys, it's Kelvin from Plugin Boutique and I'm back with another flash focus. Today we're going to focus on 5 great delay plugins, which are UVI's Relayer, FXpansion Bloom, Sonic Charge Echobode, Voxengo Sound Delay, and iZotope DDLY. We'll start off with Relayer, which is the more pricey of the selection here, but also more of a pro-level plugin. At its core, Relayer has a variable multi-tap engine, which provides up to 32 delay lines. The delay times are initially set with your typical free or host synced parameter, and then modulated by swing and warp controls. So you can get some really cool sort of bouncing ball style effects with this plugin. By clicking on the central tabs, Relayer will reveal a number of per-tap modulation editors, and these allow precise control over the time, gain, pan, and 2 variable multi-effects units. With Relayer, you can freely draw in sequences for each parameter, or you can use built-in presets. So yeah, this is a remarkably versatile delay plugin. You can produce everything from really simple delay effects to crazy soundscapes. But that being said, it's also pretty easy to understand and use. You've got a pretty simple UI, as you can see here, that presents global and modulated parameters and a dynamic patch visualizer. So all this gives you kind of a clear time-based representation of your current settings. A very cool feature of it is that it also functions really well in both studio and live settings. You've got a playable input gate, which allows you to feed in an external signal and then delay that momentarily with the gate. And that's perfect for adding things like dub out effects, builds, deconstructions, etc. to your live performances. Moving on, we'll look at another plugin, a nice delay plugin by FXpansion called Bloom. It's more modestly priced, but also a very versatile plugin. At Bloom's core, you have a stereo delay line, which is switchable between analog, BBD, tape, and digital model. The delay includes syncable, reverse, ping pong, and freeze delay modes. It also includes a diffusion reverb algorithm, which allows you to add spaciousness and dimension, as well as some nice additional effects including filtering, chorus, frequency shifting, overdrive, saturation, EQ, and envelope shaping. It includes what they call a transmod modulation system, which lets you modulate almost all of its parameters with a variety of sources. Those can be built-in step sequencers, LFOs, envelope followers, and more. You can also have MIDI-derived sources changing the delay time per note or varying the feedback amount with note velocity. And then finally, you can modulate the modulators with this thing to get some really, really crazy effects. It's a delay, but it can also be considered a sound design tool. And then finally, you've got MIDI Learn for easy mapping in your DAW. Third up, we'll look at Echobode by Sonic Charge. Again, this is not a typical delay. It's a delay / sound design tool in my view. Echobode is a delay effect, but it has a frequency shifter placed inside the feedback loop. The frequency shifter algorithm is inspired by the classic Bode frequency shifter, hence the name. And essentially what this allows you to create is inharmonic overtones, which often result in interesting kind of metallic timbres. But what Echobode does is place that inside the delay's feedback loop, and that opens up some really interesting sound design possibilities. Moving on, we have a nice free product, which is by Voxengo, and this is Voxengo Sound Delay. It's a really straightforward multi-channel signal delay. You can specify delay time in both milliseconds and samples, and it provides a basic signal delaying function. There's no signal feedback or modulation capabilities like some of the other plugins, but it does include internal mid-side encoding and decoding, which allows you to delay the mid and side channels independently. And for a free plugin, you're getting typical quality from Voxengo, along with the mid-side feature, so recommended. And then finally, we're going to end with a new plugin by iZotope, which is the DDLY Dynamic Delay. This is currently free at Plugin Boutique, but will be about $49, 34 pounds after March 10th. So act quickly, register, or if you're already registered, download the DDLY from iZotope. It's a dynamic delay, meaning that it responds to your track's musical dynamics to create some really versatile and intriguing delays. You can delay the signal differently depending upon the character of the sound. It's got a threshold that allows you to split your signal based on transients and then send it down 2 separate delay paths. This is great, for example, for adding like punchy delay on a harder transient crack of your drums and a shuffling delay on things like main beat elements. Both these delays, the 2 delays, have 2 modes to choose from, which are analog or grain, and each have very different sonic characteristics. It's automatable, so DDLY can be set up with automation in your audio host, so you can, for example, have it so that you engage the dynamic delay on your mix when you want it, and then you back off of it when you want the raw materials to cut through. It's a really interesting plugin, very new, kind of unique plugin from iZotope, and once again, this delay is free at Plugin Boutique until March 10th, so act quickly if you want to grab the iZotope's DDLY.